Do these 8 things when you hug a woman to make her want you more. Psychology tricks. Love is not something you feel, it's something you do. Often attributed to David Wilkerson. You probably don't realize this, but one single hug can say more than 1,000 flirtatious words. Just one moment, a gentle pull, a shared breath, a brief closeness is enough for a woman to read who you are. And here's what many men never understand. In those few seconds, your body is speaking for you. She's not just thinking, oh, a hug. On a deeper level, she's asking herself, often without even noticing, do I feel safe with him? Is he confident? Can I trust him? And even deeper, am I attracted to him? Many women will act like it's just a polite hug, but the truth is, it never is. Every hug is a silent conversation, a subtle negotiation between two bodies happening beneath the surface of social manners. In just 3 to 5 seconds, she can sense your level of confidence, whether you're fully present or mentally awkward, the strength of your masculine energy, how comfortable you are with closeness and intimacy. This is where most men fail. Some hug like they're holding a fragile piece of furniture, stiff, cautious, disconnected. Others go to the opposite extreme, too tight, too long, too needy. And believe it or not, both send the same message. I don't really know what I'm doing with women. But when you understand what a woman is truly feeling in that moment, when you know which psychological signals your body is sending, everything changes. Because the right kind of hug doesn't make her feel trapped or pressured. It makes her feel drawn to you, curious, and wanting to stay close just a little longer. Next, I'm going to share 4 psychological triggers women instinctively respond to during a hug, signals that can make her see you as more grounded, more trustworthy, and undeniably more attractive, even if she never says a word. Let's begin. 1. The anchor touch. And don't underestimate it, because this is the hug that quietly rewires how she feels about you without her ever realizing why. Most men hug like they're checking a box. Arms around, quick squeeze, polite release, done. That kind of hug communicates safety in the blandest way possible, like a hallway handshake with a coworker. Forgettable. Emotionally neutral. So don't do that. Be intentional instead. Because when you pull her in, you must place one hand, just one, firmly on her upper back, right between the shoulder blades, not drifting, not roaming, not soft or apologetic, right there. Because that exact spot is not random. That is the psychological center of security in female psychology. It's the place where tension lives, where emotional weight settles, where her body holds the quiet stress of the day. And when your hand lands there with calm, grounded pressure, something changes before words ever could. Her nervous system reads it instantly, not as excitement, not as force, but as presence. And presence is what most men never learn to offer. That spot sends a clear subconscious message that says, I've got you. You can relax now. And the body listens faster than the mind. Her shoulders drop, her breathing slows, her muscles soften. She doesn't decide to feel safe. She simply feels it. And this is where psychology tricks stop being tricks and start becoming understanding. Because from an evolutionary lens, women are wired to scan for stability and coverage. Not bravado, not control, but steadiness. That upper back contact mirrors something ancient, the same reason she instinctively sleeps better curled in close, the same reason walking slightly behind a man feels calmer than walking ahead, the same reason a hand at her back crossing a street feels reassuring instead of invasive. This is not about power, it is about containment. And containment creates trust. Trust creates attraction. Attraction opens the door to how to fall in love naturally. The beauty of this touch is that she can't logically explain it. She won't say, his hand placement activated my nervous system. She'll say, I don't know why, but I feel really comfortable with him. And comfort is not boring when it's paired with masculine certainty. Comfort becomes magnetic. When she feels safe, she leans in. Literally, emotionally. You'll notice she doesn't pull away quickly. Her body stays. Her head might rest a second longer. Her arms relax instead of brace. That is your signal. Her nervous system trusts you. So don't rush it. Don't squeeze harder. Don't talk through it. Be still. Stillness amplifies this effect. Men who fidget or pat or shift break the moment without realizing it. So be grounded, be calm, be solid. That is the message. This isn't manipulation, it's awareness of female psychology. Women respond to how a man makes them feel in their body far more than what he says. That's why psychology tricks only work when they're embodied, not performed. When you combine this anchor touch with relaxed posture and steady breathing, her body unconsciously sinks to yours. Her breath slows to match yours. Her heart rate follows. Now you're leading without effort, without words, without pressure. This is how to fall in love begins at the nervous system level, not the intellectual one. Don't overdo it. Don't dramatize it. Don't explain it. Certainty never needs explanation. Once you understand this, you realize most attraction problems aren't about looks, age, or saying the right thing. They're about not knowing how to make a woman feel settled in your presence. When a woman feels settled, she opens, emotionally first, then everything else follows. She won't chase the feeling. She'll gravitate toward the man who created it without trying. That's why this one intentional hand placement quietly separates men who are tolerated from men who are desired. And once you feel the difference in how she responds, you'll never go back to forgettable hugs again. Because now you're not just touching her, you're communicating safety. And safety is the foundation of attraction, connection, and lasting desire. That truth sits at the core of psychology tricks, female psychology, and how to fall in love done right. 2. Hold her for half a second longer than expected. This is the moment intention is felt, not spoken, not needy, not desperate, not clingy, just half a second longer. That small pause is where everything changes. Think about how most hugs happen in everyday life. Quick approach, quick wrap, quick release. Move on. It's mechanical, transactional, emotionless. It feels like closing a door rather than opening one. And women feel that instantly. But when you hold her just slightly longer than the social script allows, the entire emotional tone shifts. A woman can feel the difference between I'm hugging you because it's polite and I'm hugging you because I genuinely enjoy the way you feel in my arms. That difference is subtle, but it's powerful. It's not dramatic, it's not exaggerated, it's quiet confidence, and quiet confidence is one of the most overlooked ways to attract women. That extra half second creates what psychologists call a pause, but what the body experiences as recognition. Her nervous system registers it before her mind can analyze it. Her body notices first, oh, he's still here. Then her thoughts follow. Is he doing this on purpose? And then something softer appears, curiosity, warmth, a small internal flutter she doesn't announce out loud. This is not about forcing emotion. This is about allowing space for feeling. That half second becomes a psychological bookmark. Her body remembers you longer than she admits. Long after the hug ends, the sensation lingers. That is emotional imprinting. And emotional imprinting is far more powerful than words, compliments, or clever lines. Don't mistake this for trying to hold on. Don't confuse it with pressure. Be clear about this. This isn't about trapping her. This isn't about making her uncomfortable. That is never the goal. The goal is presence. You must understand the difference. Presence feels calm. Pressure feels tense. Presence invites. Pressure pushes. Women are incredibly sensitive to that distinction. When you hold her for that extra moment with relaxed arms, steady breath, and grounded posture, you're communicating something without saying a word. You're saying, I'm comfortable here. You're saying, I don't rush connection. You're saying, I can hold space. And a man who can hold space is often perceived as a high-value man, not because he demands attention, but because he doesn't fear closeness. Most men release too early, not because they want to, but because they're nervous. They worry about being misunderstood. They worry about breaking an invisible rule. They worry about looking awkward. So they rush the hug like they're diffusing a bomb. Arms touch, arms release, escape. But that nervous energy doesn't disappear. She feels it. And when she feels it, Attraction quietly drains away, not because she judges him, but because uncertainty doesn't feel safe. And safety is the foundation of attraction. A high-value man doesn't rush intimacy, and he doesn't flee from it either. He stays calm inside it. When you hold her for that extra half second with ease, you're demonstrating masculine energy in its most grounded form. Not loud, not showy, just steady. Masculine energy, when healthy, feels settled. It doesn't seek approval. It doesn't apologize for desire. It simply exists. That energy communicates, I know what I want, and I'm at peace with that. And that message lands deeply, because many women are surrounded by men who either hesitate or overcompensate. The man who pauses instead of panicking stands out immediately. Here's what's important. The timing matters more than the length. You're not counting seconds in your head. You're not squeezing tighter. You're not changing anything else about the hug. You're simply not rushing the release. That's it. Half a second longer than expected. Long enough for her to register it. Short enough to feel natural. That moment creates contrast. Contrast is what makes experiences memorable. Without contrast, everything blends together. With contrast, the brain pays attention. That's how you attract women without chasing them. You give them a moment that feels different. Be aware of your body when you do this. Your shoulders should stay relaxed. Your breathing should remain slow. Your arms should feel secure, not tense. Don't lean away while you're still holding her. That sends mixed signals. Stay aligned. Stay present. Then release cleanly. No lingering hands. No hesitation. No backtracking. That clean release is just as important as the hold itself, because how you let go tells her as much as how you held her. A man who releases with ease shows confidence. A man who fumbles shows doubt. And doubt weakens attraction every time. This is where many men get confused. They think attraction comes from escalation, from doing more, from pushing forward, but often attraction comes from restraint, from knowing exactly how much to give, from knowing when to pause. That pause communicates self-trust. And self-trust is one of the clearest signals of a high-value man. You don't need to say it, she feels it. This half-second hold also signals emotional availability without dependence. You're showing that you enjoy connection, but you're not clinging to it. That balance is rare, and rarity creates value. When a woman feels that balance, she starts to associate you with calm excitement instead of uncertainty. She doesn't feel rushed, she doesn't feel ignored, she feels acknowledged, and that feeling stays with her. Later, when she thinks of you, she may not remember the exact conversation, but she will remember how she felt in your presence. That's how attraction grows quietly. Don't underestimate how powerful this is, especially as you get older. Men in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond often think attraction is about keeping up with youth. It's not. It's about presence. It's about certainty. It's about embodied masculine energy that doesn't need to prove itself. Women don't outgrow their sensitivity to feeling. If anything, they become more attuned to it. And a man who understands timing, touch, and emotional pacing will always stand out, regardless of age. You must also remember this. Attraction doesn't happen in big moments. It happens in small ones. Small adjustments, small pauses, small decisions. Holding her for half a second longer than expected is a small decision with a large emotional return. It tells her you're comfortable with desire. It tells her you're not afraid of closeness. It tells her you trust yourself, and trust is contagious. This is not a trick. It's awareness. It's understanding how human connection actually works. When combined with calm posture, steady eye contact afterward, and a relaxed release, this single habit can change how women experience you. Over time, they begin to feel more drawn to you without knowing exactly why. That's how you attract women naturally, not by forcing interest, but by creating moments that feel real, grounded, and intentional. Remember this. Don't rush connection. Be present inside it. That is the difference between being overlooked and being remembered. That is the quiet power behind masculine energy. And that half-second pause is often all it takes to let her feel it. 3. The slow exhale, the hidden dominance cue women love. When you hug a woman, the moment is never about force, technique, or trying to impress. It is about control, presence, and the quiet power of your inner state. One of the most underestimated signals you send in that instant is your breath. As you draw her in and release a slow, calm exhale, deep and unhurried, you communicate something words never could. You tell her body that you are steady. You tell her subconscious that you are grounded. You tell her nervous system there is no rush, no tension, no uncertainty, only calm certainty. Women are wired to read this instantly. Human beings evolved to sense safety long before language, long before logic. Carl Jung said, "Nothing has a stronger psychological influence than what is unspoken. People feel who you are before they hear what you say. When you breathe slowly during a hug, your body broadcasts comfort with closeness and ease with intimacy. Not control over her, control over yourself. That distinction matters. A man who commands his inner world becomes magnetic without effort. This is where Old Stoic wisdom quietly steps in. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. That power reveals itself in small moments, like how you exhale when someone is in your arms. Tension is contagious. Calm is contagious too. When your chest rises and falls in a relaxed rhythm, her body mirrors it automatically. Modern psychology calls this nervous system co-regulation. Your calm invites her calm. Your steadiness invites her trust. Your presence invites her to let go. This is why women often describe attraction as peace. I feel safe with him. Everything slows down when I'm with him. That feeling does not come from words. It comes from embodied certainty, from an iron mind. When you hold your breath, you reveal anxiety. When you rush, you reveal insecurity. When you overthink, you leak uncertainty. But when you exhale slowly, you signal that you are exactly where you want to be. That energy is persuasive because it removes pressure. She does not need to manage you. She does not need to protect herself. She can simply be. In modern life, this is rare. Everyone is overstimulated, distracted, rushed. That is why calm stands out. The calm man feels like shelter. Epictetus said, "First decide who you want to be, then act accordingly." Your breath is action. Your breath is leadership. Leadership begins with self-regulation, not performance. When she relaxes in your arms, her body associates you with relief. Relief builds attachment faster than excitement ever could. Excitement fades. Regulation imprints. This is Stoicism win in practice, not theory. You are not trying to take something from her. You are offering a state she wants to remain in. Neuroscience confirms what ancient thinkers already knew. Safety precedes desire. Trust precedes connection. Connection precedes longing. Viktor Frankl said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. That space is power. Your slow exhale fills that space with certainty. You are not reactive. You are not rushed. You are present. This works at any age, 35 or 70. The nervous system never outgrows its need for safety. Modern life only increases it. Train your breath like you train your body. Slow it down, deepen it, own it. An iron mind is built one breath at a time. When you hug, do not rush, do not tighten, do not perform. Exhale. Let your shoulders drop. Let your chest soften. Let your presence speak. Attraction is not chased. It is allowed. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Freedom is felt instantly by those who touch you. Your body cannot fake inner order. It reveals it. When she feels that order, she associates you with stability, grounding, and reassurance. This deepens bonding faster than most men realize. This is not manipulation. It is alignment. Old Stoic wisdom meeting modern psychology. Stoicism win is quiet, steady, consistent, calm. When you master this, you stop trying to convince women to want you. You allow them to feel why they already do. Calm presence is felt immediately, remembered instinctively, missed deeply. This is how you master attraction without chasing it. By mastering yourself first, breath by breath, moment by moment, building an iron mind that turns ordinary contact into unforgettable connection. If this resonates with you, drop a comment right now and claim it. My calm presence creates desire. Like this video, subscribe for more grounded masculine psychology, and remind yourself daily, attraction isn't forced, it's felt. Presence beats performance. 4. The cheek graze effect, the desire trigger. When you hug a woman, there is a moment most men completely miss, even though that moment is exactly where desire quietly begins. Not with force, not with effort, but with subtle awareness. This is where the cheek graze effect comes in, and here is the truth. Most women never talk about this, not because it does not matter, but because it feels too small, too private, too difficult to explain. When you hug her and gently turn your head so your cheek lightly brushes against hers, just barely, not sexual, not aggressive, not demanding, her brain immediately registers something different. That light contact is interpreted as intimacy, as closeness, as emotional presence. This is female psychology in action. The brain does not measure connection by intensity, it measures it by meaning. And that gentle graze communicates meaning without words. It says, you are calm. You are comfortable with closeness. You are not trying to take anything. You are simply there. That creates safety. And safety is where attraction grows. The face is an intensely personal area. We protect it without thinking. We allow only trusted people near it. When you enter that space respectfully, her nervous system reacts before logic catches up. This is not magic. These are psychology tricks grounded in biology and emotion. Here is why it works. After the hug ends and you step back as if nothing happened, her mind does not move on. It goes back. It replays the moment. Did he mean to do that? Why did that feel different? Curiosity appears. A very small seed is planted, and once it exists, it does not disappear. Emotional impressions are not erased. They are explored. And as her mind explores that feeling, she begins to imagine what it would feel like if you kissed her. Once that thought enters, it cannot be undone. Now she notices your proximity more. She becomes aware of how close you stand. She catches herself looking at your lips when you speak, not intentionally, naturally. This is not obvious seduction. This is subtle invitation. No pressure, no demand. And that is why it is powerful. Desire that feels self-discovered feels safe, feels real. Do not exaggerate the movement. Do not make it obvious. Do not rush the moment. Obvious breaks the spell. Be calm, be slow, be present. Because presence communicates confidence better than words ever could. When you understand female psychology, you realize how to fall in love is not about big gestures. It is about small moments that linger, quiet moments that echo, moments that do not ask for anything but leave something behind. The cheek graze does exactly that. It shifts the emotional tone without announcing it. It invites curiosity without pressure. And that is why it stays with her long after the hug is over. 5. The chest-to-heart alignment. This is one of the most overlooked details in physical connection, yet it quietly communicates more than words ever could. When you hug a woman, do not angle your body away. Do not turn sideways. Do not half commit. Instead, square your chest gently toward hers so your chest meets her heart area directly. That small adjustment changes everything. It sends a signal of openness, of presence, of emotional availability. And women feel this instantly, even if they cannot explain why. This is not about force or pressure. This is about alignment, emotional alignment. When your chest faces hers, your body is saying, I am here. I am not hiding. I am not retreating. That is safety. And safety is the gateway to connection. Many men underestimate how deeply the body communicates intention. A sideways hug often feels polite, cautious, or distant. A chest-to-heart hug feels grounded and sincere. Be aware of that difference. It matters. The heart area is symbolically and neurologically associated with trust and emotional warmth. When your chest aligns with hers, her nervous system registers sincerity before her mind forms an opinion. This is not a trick. This is human biology layered with emotion. That is how attraction often begins. Quietly, naturally, without effort. Do not rush the hug. Do not squeeze. Do not lean away too quickly. Be calm. Be steady. Let your posture do the work. A man who stands comfortably in his body communicates confidence without saying a word. That confidence is part of masculine energy, the kind that feels reassuring rather than overwhelming. Masculine energy is not loud. It is centered. It is grounded. And women respond to it because it feels reliable. When your chest meets hers squarely, it subtly suggests that you are emotionally present, not distracted, not guarded. That suggestion alone can deepen a moment. Many women describe this feeling as safe but exciting, even though they rarely analyze why. That is the power of body language done correctly. If you want to attract women, understand this clearly. Attraction does not come from chasing. It comes from creating an emotional environment where connection feels easy. Think of it like standing in a doorway. If your body blocks the entrance, people hesitate. If your body is open and aligned, people step forward naturally. The chest-to-heart alignment is that open doorway. It invites closeness without demanding it. An invitation is always more effective than pursuit. You must remember this. Women are constantly reading subtle cues. They notice posture, they notice orientation, they notice whether a man is leaning in emotionally or pulling back while pretending to be close. A high-value man does not pretend. He is congruent. His body language matches his intention. When he hugs fully but respectfully. He does not hide behind angles. He does not hedge his presence. He shows up. Be intentional with your stance. Angle your feet forward. Relax your shoulders. Let your chest be open, not puffed out, not collapsed. That balance is key. Too rigid feels performative. Too withdrawn feels uncertain. Calm openness feels confident. That confidence is what many men mistake for technique. It is not technique. It is embodiment. When a woman feels your chest aligned with hers, she feels that you are emotionally reachable. That feeling lowers defenses. It creates trust. And trust is what allows attraction to deepen over time. If you want to attract women consistently, you must stop thinking only about what you say and start paying attention to how you stand. There is another layer here that often goes unnoticed. The heart-to-heart position subtly synchronizes breathing and rhythm. Human bodies naturally mirror each other when aligned. This creates a sense of connection that feels almost automatic. That is why the hug feels different. That is why it lingers in memory. And that is why women often describe certain hugs as comforting or real without knowing exactly why. It is because the body recognized emotional safety. That recognition happens fast, faster than logic, faster than words. That is the quiet power of masculine energy when it is calm and grounded. Do not underestimate how rare this feels. Many men hug while holding back. They turn away slightly. They keep one shoulder disengaged. They are present physically, but absent emotionally. Women notice this. They may not call it out, but they feel it. And feeling matters more than explanation. A high-value man understands that his presence is his message. He does not need to exaggerate. He does not need to prove anything. He simply aligns. When you align chest to heart, you communicate sincerity. You communicate interest without pressure. You communicate strength through steadiness. That combination is deeply attractive. Be patient with this. Do not treat it like a move. Treat it like awareness. Awareness of your body. Awareness of the moment. Awareness of her comfort. You must stay attuned. If she leans in, remain steady. If she relaxes, hold calmly. Do not overstay the hug. Do not undercut it by pulling away too fast. Let it end naturally. Timing matters. Good timing feels intuitive because it respects the shared rhythm. That respect is another marker of a man who knows himself. When men ask how to attract women later in life, the answer is rarely about new tactics. It is about refinement, about removing nervous habits, about becoming more settled in your presence. Chest-to-heart alignment is a small detail, but it reflects a larger truth. Emotional maturity shows up physically. It shows up in how you stand, how you breathe, how you connect. Masculine energy, when mature, is not about control. It is about stability. Stability invites closeness. So remember this. Do not angle away. Do not hedge your presence. Be aligned. Be open. Be calm. Let your chest meet hers naturally. Let your body say what words do not need to. That is how a high-value man creates connection without effort. That is how you attract women without chasing. And that is how a simple hug becomes a moment that quietly deepens desire, trust, and emotional resonance long after it ends. 6. The grounding hand on her upper back. When you hug a woman, place one hand firmly but gently on her upper back, right between the shoulder blades. This is not a random detail. It is a signal, a message, a quiet declaration of safety, presence, and intention. Men who understand this understand life. This single placement tells her nervous system that she is held, not grabbed, supported, not tested. The body always believes what the mind is still questioning. That is why psychology starts in the hands long before it reaches words. As Maya Angelou said, people will never forget how you made them feel. And feeling safe is the doorway to desire, trust, and emotional openness. Your hand here steadies the moment. It slows the pace. It communicates calm confidence without pressure, because pressure repels while grounded certainty attracts. In modern life, where attention is scattered, touch is rushed, and connection is often shallow, this simple act stands out like silence in a noisy room. It reminds her that you are present, aware, and composed. This is old Stoic wisdom applied to the body. The idea that control starts with yourself, that strength is calm, that leadership is felt before it is spoken. When your hand rests there, relaxed but intentional, you project an iron mind without saying a word. A mind that is not frantic, not seeking approval, not performing, just steady. And that steadiness creates comfort. Comfort opens the door to attraction. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." In a world addicted to haste and insecurity, your advantage is composure. Your edge is restraint. Your win is presence. This is Stoicism win in real life, not force, but mastery. Mastery shows up in small actions done with awareness. The upper back is a grounding point, close to the heart and spine. When your hand rests there, she feels centered, protected, and acknowledged. Not in a dramatic way, but in a human way the body understands instantly. This is why experienced men move slower, touch with purpose, and never rush the moment. They know desire grows in spaces where safety already exists. Remember this: calm creates trust. Trust creates attraction. Attraction grows from consistency. Consistency comes from an iron mind. Modern relationships fail not from lack of chemistry, but from lack of grounding, nervous energy, restless intent, and men who talk too much with their mouths and not enough with their actions. This is your correction, your instruction, your edge. When you hug, ground her. When you ground her, you lead. When you lead calmly, she relaxes. When she relaxes, connection deepens. As Epictetus taught, no man is free who is not master of himself. Here, self-mastery shows in the steadiness of your hand, the patience of your timing, and the confidence of your posture. Do not squeeze. Do not hesitate. Do not fidget. Place your hand and be still. Stillness is powerful. Stillness communicates certainty. Certainty is attractive at every age, in every culture, in every era. This is old Stoic wisdom made practical. This is Stoicism win expressed through touch. This is the iron mind translated into action. Apply it consistently, not as a trick, but as a way of being, and you stop chasing reactions and start creating experiences. You stop hoping and start leading. You stop guessing and start knowing. That is how a man masters connection, masters himself, and quietly wins in modern life. If this opened your eyes, like the video, share it, and subscribe for more psychology that actually works. Comment to remember: a steady hand creates trust, safety, and desire. This line directly reflects the idea of a firm but gentle hand on her upper back, being held, not just touched, and invites real engagement in the comments. 7. The stillness pause. When you hug a woman, understand this first. The hug is not about movement. It is about meaning. And the most powerful meaning you can send is stillness. Stillness is not empty. It is full, full of intention, full of awareness, full of quiet certainty. When you hold her without swaying, without patting, without adjusting yourself nervously, you communicate something deeper than words ever could. You say, I am here. You say, I am grounded. You say, you are safe in this moment. The human nervous system, especially female psychology, responds instinctively to that kind of calm presence, not as a thought, but as a feeling that settles in the body before the mind even catches up. So don't fidget, don't rush, don't try to entertain the moment. Be still. Stillness creates contrast. Contrast creates impact. Impact turns a simple hug into an experience she remembers long after it ends. This is one of those psychology tricks that works precisely because it doesn't look like a trick at all. It looks like authenticity. It looks like self-trust. And that is deeply attractive, especially as people grow older and crave fewer performances and more truth. You must realize this. Motion during a hug often signals uncertainty, even if you don't intend it that way. Uncertainty weakens emotional transmission. Stillness amplifies it. That is how the body reads confidence. Not through force, not through pressure, but through the absence of unnecessary movement, like a calm lake reflecting everything clearly instead of a restless surface that distorts what's underneath. When you pause completely, just for a few seconds, you allow her nervous system to sync with yours. Breathing slows, muscles soften, connection deepens. That is not theory, that is biology. That is how humans bond. If you want to understand how to fall in love or how attraction quietly grows, you must understand this bodily language before you ever think about words. Words come later. The body decides first. Be deliberate. Be relaxed. Let your arms hold without squeezing. Let your chest stay open. Let your feet stay planted. Above all, let the silence do its work. Silence during a hug is not awkward when it comes from certainty. It is reassuring. It feels intentional. Intention is magnetic. This is why so many men unknowingly sabotage intimate moments by trying to do too much, adding movement, filling space, trying to guide the moment instead of allowing it. Don't do that. Trust the pause. Trust the stillness. That is where emotional safety is born. Emotional safety is the gateway to desire, affection, and connection, especially in female psychology, where safety and attraction are not opposites. They are partners, working quietly beneath the surface. When she feels that your presence does not demand anything from her, does not rush her, does not need validation, her body relaxes into the moment. Relaxation opens the door to warmth, curiosity, and closeness. This is how to fall in love without forcing anything, without persuading, without chasing, simply by being fully present. Presence is felt most strongly when nothing unnecessary is happening. Don't underestimate the power of doing less. Doing less, when done consciously, communicates more. This is one of those psychology tricks that feels almost too simple to matter. Yet it works because it bypasses logic and speaks directly to the nervous system. Once you understand that, you stop trying to impress. You start allowing connection to unfold naturally. That is far more compelling, especially to women who are emotionally mature and attuned to subtle cues. Remember this: the goal of a hug is not to end it well, it is to be fully inside it while it exists. Stillness anchors that experience in the present moment. It makes it memorable. It makes it felt. It makes it meaningful. Later, she may not remember exactly what you said or did, but she will remember how calm she felt, how grounded the moment was, how her body softened without effort. That memory will quietly pull her toward you again, because the body remembers what the mind forgets. That is why stillness is not passive. It is active communication. It is emotional leadership without control. It is strength without pressure. It aligns perfectly with female psychology and the deeper mechanics of attraction. Be still. Trust the pause. Let the hug breathe. Sometimes the most powerful way to connect is to stop moving altogether. That is how to fall in love at the level that actually lasts. That is why this simple pause remains one of the most effective psychology tricks you can ever learn. 8. The clean release. This is where many men undo the entire moment without realizing it. The hug was good, the connection was real, the energy was right. And then the ending arrives, and instead of closing it with certainty, the hands hesitate, the arms linger too long, the body searches for permission that was already given. Don't do that. Let go smoothly. Let go decisively. A clean release is not abrupt, and it is not cold. It is intentional. It says, I know when the moment is complete. That is a quiet mark of a high-value man. When you release the hug without awkward pauses, without sliding hands, without stretching the ending, you leave behind clarity instead of confusion. The nervous system remembers clarity. Confusion fades attraction. Be precise. Be calm. Be sure. That is how you attract women without chasing them. Think of the hug like a well-written sentence. It doesn't trail off. It ends on purpose. A strong period, not ellipses. When you hold on too long, the moment stops feeling mutual and starts feeling uncertain. Not because you intended anything wrong, but because hesitation changes the emotional tone. You must understand this. Attraction thrives on clean emotional lines. A clean beginning, a present middle, a confident ending. This is masculine energy expressed through timing, not force. Timing is everything. Release when the peak has passed, not when you feel anxious to keep it alive. Let the memory do the work. When you let go smoothly, her body keeps the warmth without the pressure. That space after the hug becomes charged. It gives her room to feel, to reflect, to miss the contact just enough. That is how desire grows, not through holding on, but through knowing when to release. Don't cling to moments, create them, then step back. That is how a high-value man moves through connection. He does not milk attention, he allows it to echo. The clean release communicates self-respect. It says you are not dependent on the moment to validate you. And that independence is deeply attractive, especially to women who are emotionally aware and sensitive to subtle cues. Be aware of your hands. Be aware of your posture. Release fully, not halfway. Half releases feel unsure. Full releases feel grounded. That is masculine energy in its most refined form. Calm, centered, decisive. When the hug ends cleanly, the interaction feels complete, not cut short, not stretched thin. Completion leaves a stronger impression than extension. Always. This is why endings matter more than beginnings. Anyone can start a moment. Few know how to end one well. Ending well leaves her with a feeling instead of a question, and feelings pull people back more than questions ever do. You must trust this. If you want to attract women consistently, stop trying to extract more from the moment. Let the moment stand on its own. Let it breathe. A clean release says, I enjoyed this, and I don't need more right now. That calm assurance signals value. It signals stability. It signals confidence without display. This is one of the most overlooked expressions of masculine energy because it is quiet, not flashy. But quiet confidence lingers, flash fades. When you let go and step back just slightly, you create contrast. Contrast sharpens memory. She will remember how the hug ended because the ending frames the entire experience. Make that frame strong. Make it intentional. Don't linger. Don't hover. Don't look for reassurance in her reaction. Release, meet her eyes if appropriate, then move forward naturally. That forward motion matters. It shows direction. Direction attracts. That is how a high-value man carries himself. He is not stuck in moments. He moves through them with purpose. The clean release also protects your dignity. It keeps you from overinvesting emotionally before the bond has earned it. That restraint is not distance. It is discernment. Women feel that difference immediately, and they respond to it. Because discernment feels safe. Safe feels attractive. That is how you attract women without pressure, without persuasion, without trying to control outcomes. Just presence, then release. Presence, then space. This rhythm is essential. Hug, connect, let go. Let the silence after the hug speak. Silence is powerful when it comes from certainty, and certainty is the backbone of masculine energy. Remember this, the goal is not to be unforgettable by doing more. The goal is to be memorable by doing things cleanly. Precision beats excess every time. end the hug like you began it. Calm, intentional, grounded. That clean ending leaves her wanting to step closer next time, not pull away. And that is the difference between a moment that fades and one that stays with her. Hey, my friend, thanks for staying until the end of the video. Let me be clear and honest with you. Attraction isn't about fancy tricks or manipulation, it's about presence. A powerful hug isn't meant to take something from her, but to make her feel safe, valued, and deeply connected. When you hug with calm confidence and sincerity, you don't need words. Your body communicates everything for you. Here's my sincere advice for you. Don't rush, don't perform, and don't be afraid of silence. Learn to slow down and stay grounded in even the smallest actions. When you're truly present in the moment, she will feel it, and that feeling will linger long after the hug ends. Keep learning. Keep improving yourself every day. When you change from the inside, the world around you responds. I'll see you in the next video.